First and foremost, we'd like to thank everybody for joining us today for the celebration of life of Miss Vergie. Before we get started, just as a friendly reminder, we'd like to ask everybody to please remember to silence any cell phones or electronic devices that you have on you so as not to disturb our thoughts and prayers. That being said, it's no secret to anybody here, I'm sure, that family was a big part of Miss Vergie's life. Upon her passing, she had a very specific set of wishes for her celebration of life, and we intend to carry out every single one of those. The first part of this is going to consist of us introducing all of her family, because that's exactly what she wanted. That being said, Mr. Daniel, this was her husband, her two brothers, Paul and Timothy Clark. I can go ahead and have a seat, Jim. Thank you. Her daughter, Shani Carlene, and her husband, Byron Carlene. Shani's two daughters, Jolie and Jillian Gaudet. And Byron's two sons. Blaine couldn't make it today, but Brennan is here with us. Thank you. This is her next daughter, Sandy Richard, and her husband, Eric Richard. Sandy's first daughter, Megan Barillo, and her husband, Jason Barillo. Their three children, Trista, Thea, and Jackson Barillo. Sandy's second daughter, Brittany's sons, and her husband, Joseph Renfro. Their daughter, Thea Raiden Renfro. Brittany's other two children, Isabella and Orion Rodriguez. And Vergie's chosen granddaughter, Elizabeth Riley. And last would be Sandy's third daughter, Rachel Hosey. All right. Thank y'all. Her third daughter, Shara Sons. Her son, Jude Fonseca. Daughter, Jaylen Leret. And first child, who was unable to be present today, Justin Sons. Thank y'all. Her son, Sean Sons, and his former wife, Anita Burden. And their son, Bryson Sons, Boudreaux, and Seth Sons. Thank y'all. Next, her daughter, Sasha Sons, her former husband, Burden Jones, and their son, Cash Jones. Thank y'all. Her niece, Francesca Kieran, and nephew, Nathan Welsh. Thank you. So as we proceed, I'll be reading some thoughts and prayers that each family member has selected to share with everybody today. This is from her granddaughter, Megan Barillo, known as her Sweet Pea. I will cherish all the memories that my beautiful grandmother gave me, from playing cards, board games, movie nights, cooking, crafting, and just visiting and spending time with her. It makes me sad to know that I will never have her soupy spaghetti and vegetable soup again. I will always try to carry on the tradition of making it for all the kids, even though it won't be as good as hers. The time we had together was not long enough, but I'm glad I got that much time with you. Grams was a beautiful soul full of love and always so much fun. She will be forever missed by all of us, and we will always love you, Grams. Love, your sweet pea. This next part is from her grandson, Justin Sons, known as her bachelor button. When I am with you, eternity is a step away. My love continues to grow with each passing day. This trustee of love I cherish within inside my soul. How much I love you, you will never really know. You bring joy to my heart that I never felt before. With each touch of your hand, I love you more and more. Whenever we say goodbye, whenever we part, know I hold you dearly deep inside my heart. These words I pray you hold true forever and always, Grandma. I love you forever, always. Love always, Justin Ross Sons, your bachelor button. This next part is from her granddaughter, Brittany Sons, known as her honeysuckle. I will always remember when I was younger, having sleepovers with Grams, just the two of us. Every Monday night, we would go line dancing and watch Big Brother. It's impossible to pick a favorite memory with someone so unforgettable. Ultimately, she's the greatest person I've ever known, and she has done an exceptional job at raising this beautiful family. She's taught us all how to love and forgive each other above and beyond. I can only hope that someday I am as wild, crazy, and fun as Grammy. Love, your honeybee, Britt. This next part is from her chosen granddaughter, Elizabeth Riley, known as her Red Poppy. One of my absolute favorite memories of Grandma Vergie is from about 10 years ago at the Lockport Parade. I was just introduced to many people in the family at the same time and also had a strong hatred for Mardi Gras and big crowds. Being the introvert that I was obviously overwhelmed. Grandma Vergie took my hands, swept me out of my chair, and danced with me in the road in front of everyone. The love I felt in that moment was unmatched. I may not be blood related to anyone in the room, but I have been a stronger presence in this family than most of my own. No words can convey how much our hearts will never be the same without Grandma. The chosen grandchild lives. Love, your Red Poppy. This next part is from her granddaughter, Jillian Oriana Gaudet, known as her Morning Glory. Instead of sharing a grand memory, as there are so many to choose from, I would like to share a snippet of a never-ending list of some little things of her that I will miss dearly. Snuggling with her while she was wearing her pajamas because they were always so soft. Drinking coffee with her in the morning after a sleepover. Watching her put on her makeup and do her hair. Playing board games. Watching her make her famous soupy spaghetti. Creating crafts. Resting my head on her shoulder. The smell of white Zinfandel, which was her wine of choice. The way she would say, ew, every time she was dealt a bad hand in a card game. All the phrases that she would say. Her stories that she would always tell, which you would have already heard many times but would listen to again. All the love and comfort that radiated off of her. I will greatly miss her calling me her Morning Glory, which is the flower's name she had given me. I could go on endlessly, but there's simply not enough time. My grandma's light has taken up permanent residence in my heart, and she's left me with so many joyous, funny, and comforting memories that I'll hold with me for the rest of my life. I will forever continue to share those gifts of joy that she left with us to anyone that will listen. I shall not dwell in sadness because she wouldn't want that. Simply I mourn the time past, knowing I'll never live it again. Only now can I make new memories in her honor with great love and pride, as I know she will still be there, just in a new way. This is from her great-granddaughter, Tristan Barilou, known as her baby's breath. I will always cherish and miss listening and singing the Kokomo song with her, taking pictures in the shower, fully clothed, LOL, and playing Imagine If with her. This is from her great-granddaughter, Isabella Rodriguez, known as her Lily of the Valley. My favorite memory with Grandma Vergie is when us kids would all get together to make sock puppets with her. I still have mine and brought it with me today, and I will keep it always. This is from her grandson, Bryson Sons Boudreaux, known as her Snapdragon. I will always love the song Kokomo. She made it such a special sing-along on all of our car rides. It does now and will always make me think of her. From her granddaughter, Jalen Lered, known as her Tulip. I will always remember the grandma Vergie, when making shells and cheese, would always allow me to sneak some cheese out of the packet before we emptied it in the cooked noodles. From great-granddaughter Thea, Anna Barillo, known as her Iris. My favorite memory of Grandma Vergie was her helping me create my puppet named Chicoletta. From grandson Cash Jones, known as her four-leaf clover. My favorite memories of Grandma would be her taking me to the park, making wheels and cheese, and playing the kissing game. From great-grandson Orion Rodriguez, known as her Dandelion. My favorite thing to do with Grandma Vergie was to play the dice game Tensies. From great-grandson Jackson Barillo, known as her Daffodil. My favorite thing for Grandma Vergie to do was to cook her soupy spaghetti, because it is the only spaghetti that I will eat. From great-granddaughter Raiden Renfro, known as her Sunflower. Me and Grammy got off to a rough start, and I would shy away whenever I was a baby, but I always loved her kisses when she would say, "Kiss, kiss, bunch of kisses." So at this point, there is a song that the family would like for us to play. It's the song that a lot of them were mentioning. So we're going to do that at this time. You'll give me just a moment.
There's a place called Kokomo. That's where you wanna go to get away from it all. Bodies in the sand, tropical drink melting in your hand. We'll be falling in love to the rhythm of a steel drum band. Down Kokomo.
That's the first time I've ever played that song at a funeral, but I'm glad we played it. This next part is from her husband, Daniel. It's a poem that he selected for her. The name of the poem is He Only Takes the Best. It's written by Francis and Kathleen Coelho. A heart of gold stopped beating, two shining eyes at rest. God broke our hearts to prove to us He only takes the best. God knows you had to leave us, but you didn't go alone. For part of us went with you the day He took you home. To some you are forgotten, to others just part of the past. But to those who loved and lost you, your memory will always last. Daniel wrote this next part, and it says, I'd also like to share some of my memories of my loving wife, Vergie. There are so many that I have of her that I could go on for days, but I'll choose one of my favorites, which was drinking coffee with her. I will miss coming home from work and also waking up to her beautiful smile. Vergie was so loving and caring towards me, her family and all of her friends. My honey, my New Orleans lady, I will miss you forever. This song that I have chosen to dedicate to you from me is our special song that we always dance to because you made me get up and dance with you. So this next song is from Daniel to his wife.
All
This next part is going to consist of memories and thoughts from her children. We're going to start with her daughter, Shani, known as her angel daughter. On February 9th, my mom screenshotted a poem from Facebook posted by Project Forgive that I came across while searching for pictures and would love to share it. It reads, "My hope is that my children will remember that their mama tried, even whenever I was stressed, even when I was scared and had no clue what to do. I had every intention of being the best mother I could be, and I hope they know I did it because I dearly love them with all my heart." I felt that this poem was meant to be found and shared because she wanted to be forgiven and bring comfort to us today. In my eyes, she went above and beyond to care for us and show us her love. So no forgiveness needed, Mom. I feel very blessed to have her in my life. She would always introduce me as her angel daughter, and I hope that she continues to watch over me as my angel mom from heaven. This is from her brother, Paul Clark, known as her Dynamite. I was so close to my sister and that she was more like a mom to me. She was my rock, and whenever I had a heartache or breakup, she was always there for me and helped me through whatever I was going through. She always had my back no matter what. She took in my wife, Janie, like she had known her for years, and I will always cherish that. She is now up in heaven smiling down on us. I love you, my angel. This is from her sister-in-law, Janie Clark. I am forever grateful for the opportunity to know my sister-in-law, Vergie, and I will surely miss that warm smile. It broke my heart to lose you so soon, but you didn't go alone. A part of me went with you the day God took you home. If tears could build a stairway and heartaches make a lane, I would walk my way to heaven and bring you back again. In my short time of knowing you, I loved you dearly. In death, I love you still. In my heart, you hold a place no one could ever fill. This is from her nephew-in-law, Matthew Kieran, known as her Dallas family. I feel so very blessed to have had the opportunity to know Vergie. Her caring and loving manner is a shining example of how I wish we could all live our lives. The joy and love she brought into our house would start the moment she arrived. I absolutely cherished our talks, whether sharing a glass of wine or over some of the outstanding meals that she would prepare. I never knew there was something called soupy spaghetti. During these last few months of extraordinary health struggles, Vergie's inner beauty continued to shine, meeting each day with dignity, grace, and love. Vergie was a true inspiration to all and the epitome of a family matriarch. May God bless each of us with his healing, compassion, and love, just as Vergie did for us on a daily basis. Rest in peace, sweet Vergie. Love, Matthew, your Dallas family. This next part is from her niece, Francesca Kieran, also known as her Dallas family. My favorite times with Aunt Vergie were enjoying coffee on our beach trips. From her grandniece, Ella Kieran, known as her Jasmine. My favorite thing to do with Aunt Vergie was to go on her treasure hunts that she would create for me. At this time, we're going to invite Anita Verdon to come up and share some thoughts with us. Anita?
Good morning. I was asked by Shani if we wanted to share a special memory of Vergie. So I started thinking of all the things that happened to us over our life in the past 3 decades. When I graduated from high school, I left Raceland. I moved back in 1994 and had lost contact with most of my classmates. Therefore, when I was invited to a fish fry at Shani's house, I jumped at the chance to have a bit of social activity. This is the first time I remember meeting Vergie. My first impression was not only was she beautiful, but happy, giggly, and outgoing. Her quick and big smile with a little giggle while she talked made me feel welcome and at ease and part of her family. This was the first of many of our get-togethers throughout the years. We had so many fun memories because we didn't just celebrate holidays, we celebrated life. There was a family get-together almost every weekend. There was always food, laughter, dancing, cards, fishing, and mainly love. love of family, and love of life. So there's no one memory, just a long list of a string of wonderful family time that is punctuated by that beautiful, quick, joyful smile. Always that smile.
Next, we'll invite up her daughter, Sasha, to share her thoughts. You got this. Be right here.
So Mom was such a special lady. Where do I begin? She raised 5 kids, had 11 grandchildren and 7 great-grandchildren. And I hope I got this right because I counted that on the way here, y'all. She was so loving and supportive, and we all knew that we could turn to her. And boy, did we. One of my favorite memories of Mom is knowing I could always call her, no matter what time it was. If I needed her, she was there. If I was ever in a bind or needed her, she was there. She supported me in a way that I can never thank her enough. I'm so grateful for knowing I could always rely on her. So Mom liked to give cards. If it was your birthday or a special event, or you were feeling down, she bought you a card with some of the most kindest, heartfelt words. If I was feeling down or had something big going on in my life, she always bought me a single white rose, my favorite color rose, with a card. I'm gonna miss that. She always reminded me in those moments of how strong I was and to keep going. I was her petunia flower. I started the long line of flowers she named her grandchildren and great-grandchildren. Every year in the springtime when the petunias bloomed, she would buy me a plant. Usually royal purple, that was our favorite color. Man, a couple years ago, she bought me a constellation one. Oh, it was so beautiful. I always killed them, though. Never could keep them alive. Never could put them in the right spot, too much sun, not enough water. Yeah, but she always bought me one anyway. She loved coffee in bed with her girls. That was something she enjoyed. It was one of her favorite things to do. It was one of my favorite things to do. And as the years went by and life got busy, I started to call her every morning. And that was our thing. We talked just about every morning. We rarely missed, and I think that will be my all-time memory, is being able to call her and connect with her every morning. Mom had such an angelic presence. And when you met her, you felt it. She was so loving and caring, and I know somehow, some way, she has touched each and every one of you here in a special way. What a phenomenal woman she was. I was so lucky to have called her my mom. You guys, my sisters, my brother, you kids, you guys are so lucky to have had a grandma and a great-grandma and a mom like her. Wow, you're lucky. Her soul will live on through me, through my smile, through my child, through my sisters, my brother, through their kids and their kids. Her spirit will live on through the traditions that we keep it up in her memory. Y'all all have a Vergie tradition. I know y'all do. So keep it up. Smile when you do it and you think about it, because that's how we're going to keep her spirit alive. And let's not forget all the laughter we'll hold from here on out. I love you, woman. You're a petunia flower.
Thank y'all for getting up and sharing those thoughts. It takes courage and it takes strength, and I think I speak on behalf of everybody here whenever I say that Vergie would be proud of you. This last song was chosen for Vergie because she loved to dance, no matter if it was a slow song, jitterbug, freestyle, line dancing, you name it. She would even stop the car in the middle of nowhere and get out and dance in the road with whomever she was riding with. She would always approach others with her hands extended out, thumbs facing downward with a groovy stride to come and get you to join her and dance with her. Keep on dancing, Vergie.
Tell me, what does it look like in heaven? Is it peaceful? Is it free like they say? Does the sun shine bright forever? Have your fears and your pain gone away? 'Cause here on earth it feels like everything good is missing since you left. And here on earth everything's different. There's an emptiness. Oh, I hope you're dancing in the sky. I hope you're singing in the angels' choir. And I hope the angels know what they have. I'll bet it's so nice up in heaven since you arrived. So tell me, what do you do up in heaven? All your days filled with love and light. Is there music? Is there art and invention? Tell me, are you happy? Are you more alive? 'Cause here on earth it feels like everything good is missing since you left. And here on earth everything's different. There's an emptiness. Oh, I hope you're dancing in the sky. And I hope you're singing in the angels' choir. And I hope the angels know what they have. I'll bet it's so nice up in heaven since you arrived. I hope you're dancing in the sky. And I hope you're singing in the angels' choir. And I hope the angels know what they have. I'll bet it's so nice up in heaven since you arrived. Since you arrived.
In conclusion to this part of the service, the family would like to thank the pallbearers, David Harrington, Earl Harrington, Tommy Harrington, Scott Garber, Joseph Renfro, and Paul Clark. So at this time, we're going to be preparing to go to the cemetery. Along with that, there's going to be a butterfly release there that the family would like you all to be a part of. Before we get going, just a couple of things to go over. If you're going to be joining us in the procession, it's really important that you utilize your hazard lights, take your time. Even with police escorts here in Patterson at this J-turn, we've seen some pretty dangerous situations unfold. So just because we have a police escort, I don't want anybody to think it's okay to just go across that J-turn without checking. We've had 18-wheelers not see the police and the escorts and have to slam on their brakes. It can get really dangerous, so please just exercise caution. At this time, before we go, we'd like to offer the immediate family a moment of privacy. So this is the part where we pay our final respects before the closing of the casket. In order to allow them their privacy, we're going to invite friends of the family to come forward first, starting from the rear of the chapel. You can make your way forward, coming down this aisle on your right. You can pay your respects and then exit through these doors on your left. Make your way to your vehicles, and we'll see you at the cemetery. So if you would, please start coming forward. Thank you.